Here she was, number 22 Sanctum Avenue, the envelope in her hands, and the mansion in front of her. This was it, the place where she had been told to come.
I see your destiny. 22 Sanctum Avenue. You must go there. I see a house, a mansion. You will find what you're looking for.
And she had believed her. She truly had. But holding the envelope in her hands at that moment and looking at the structure, lights blazing in both the first and second story windows, she wasn't sure she wanted to fulfill her destiny. Was the psychic really in charge? Should she listen to her? She glanced down at the envelope, which had only 2 words written on the front. You're invited. She was invited. What did that mean? And whoever had sent it, they had known her address. They had known the apartment which she lived in. She had wondered upon finding the envelope in the mail if it were a prank, or was it the real thing? What was written on the envelope inside had been something else entirely. Sunday, 19th of October, 6:30 p.m., 22 Sanctum Avenue. She had not wanted to go at first, thinking that it would probably be best if she stayed home rather than go to this place and potentially be exposing herself to something that wasn't quite right. But then her curiosity had gotten the better of her, and her judgment had fallen.
I'm good friends with the psychic. If it's not anything constructive, it's just going to be a prank anyway. She seems like the kind of person who would do that. I know her well. She keeps going on about how she likes a good prank. And it's Halloween season, what the hell? I'll only go in and have a look. All my friends will probably be there. It will be some party thing. My birthday was last week. Yeah, it's all good. And if nobody's in there, I won't actually go into the place.
No, of course she wouldn't. And now she was here. On the way in the car, she had convinced herself of the things she had thought. And besides, how bad could it be? She had never been let down a bad road before. If it happened to be something that could help her life, it was probably just another one of those coincidences. Like a fortune cookie tells you that love is just around the corner, and you bump into a guy at the coffee shop. No big deal. It's a sign. Looking back up at the building, she stuffed the envelope back into her handbag and walked towards it. But when she reached the porch, she began to hesitate.
Wait a second. Where are all the cars? If it was a party, shouldn't cars be here? A lot of cars. I know for a fact that Mark has a red Toyota, and that's not here. He's my best friend, and if there was a party for me, he would definitely be invited. Maybe I should turn around. What if it's some cult? What if the psychic is some satanic ritualist or whatever? Masquerading as an everyday nice-natured future reader, and then by night she cuts the throats off animals and drains the blood into some bucket so she can drink it. It's possible. And that envelope was never explained. Where did the damn envelope come from?
The bad feeling inside her escalated tenfold. She needed to get out of there. Her instincts had kicked back in. The trance that had gripped her had been turned to dust. Of course, this wasn't a party. She should have seen it earlier. The psychic kept jars of snakes as well as spiders. She knew. But she didn't see the signs earlier. Why didn't she see the signs earlier? 3 months she had been going to this woman, and she never thought that something was wrong with keeping dead things in the frickin' jars? And those times she had arrived to the appointment early, she had thought she had heard something from the back of the place. Muffled screams? Were they screams? Something was wrong. She needed to get out. Now.
No, I shouldn't be here. Maybe it's better if I just go home. I'll go home. Television, hot chocolate, bed, perfect night. That's what I need. A perfect night. I'll just go back to the psychic and say nobody was home. Nobody was home. Just an abandoned building. Or maybe I won't go back at all. I'll get a proper professional for this anxiety problem. Proper way to overcome it. What was I thinking about this psychic reading shit? No, I need to go. I need to go now.
She turned around and took a step forward, and another. She was about to hit the stairs, the feeling deep down inside her now screaming, telling her to get out of there.
Drive home! Drive home now! What are you doing here?
She went to break into a run, but as she did, she felt something on her back. A cold feeling, like a massive piece of ice had just been pushed against her. She tried to step forward again, but it didn't work. She couldn't move.
What? What is this?
Now, Jane. Going so soon? You were invited after all, and when you get invited to events, it's rude not to come in.
Jane felt herself being pulled back towards the mansion.
Come on in. We will get you a nice warm cup of hot chocolate, and you can watch television. It will be a perfect night. Yes, the perfect night.
No, I shouldn't have come here. It's not right.
The outside disappeared around her as she was dragged into the building, and the blazing light, which she had seen from the outside, enveloped her vision.
The perfect night.
A noise punctured the silence through the blinding light. It was the sound of the door closing. A couple more seconds went by, and then the sound of a voice from far away rang out in her head. It was echoing. She started to feel a pain inside her head, and her vision went blurry. Blackened edges closed in. The last thing she heard before the blackness took her was a female voice. The same voice that she had listened to when her fate was being told every week for the past 3 months.
I'm so glad you got my invitation.